Hey, Rosa.
Yo, yo, what up, Kevin?
IQ. He definitely called back, by the way.
Well, if he's gonna keep calling you, did you answer?
Yeah.
Why, motherfucker?
I'm sorry. I have no self-control.
I can tell. What did he say?
Well, he said, Kevin, I'm gonna kill you, mother effer. I'm gonna come to your house with a gun and kill you, and then...
What the fuck? Who's trying to kill you?
Oh, Wrangler. And
what
then...
the fuck?
Yeah, and then, he said that Windsong said that, so... He said he'd call me back.
All right. Well, no more phone calls with him, okay? Kevin? Kevin? His head pop? No.
No, it's me, Kevin. I'm still here.
No more phone calls.
I have no self-control, Rosa. The phone rings. I have to answer it. It's like wired into my brain at this point.
How's your life going, bro? Looks like it's
what are they fighting about over there?
Who?
Who are they gonna shoot? Who are they gonna shoot? You, turn around, look.
You need to shut your mouth.
Ooh. Oh, fuck.
Shut up. Oh, shut up, bro. You never been hood.
I never been hood. Yeah.
You never be hood.
Gamble your money out of here, bro.
I will.
Go hang out with the Dons.
I will.
Yeah, bro. I'm
Oh, he's calling me.
going great with the Dons.
Hey, what's up, Wrangler?
You stupid
Where
ass.
the hell are you, Kevin Ram?
How just driving around up in Polito, laying low.
All right, go to MRPD now.
MRPD?
Don't say laying low. You didn't do anything bad.
Yeah.
Do we really gotta go to MRPD? Can't we meet under the bridge or something like last time? There's more scenic.
Come on.
Maybe at
Show
the
up to
top of the
MRPD.
bridge.
Kevin, don't make me warrant you.
Case against me that I need to be worried about or concerned about?
Listen, is there an actual case that I need to be worried about or concerned about, Wrangler?
Yes, Kevin, there is an actual case that you need to be worried about. Now come
Really?
talk to me willingly or else I'm going to come get you. Yes.
I'm such a good guy, though, Wrangler. Why would you do this to me?
I'm not. I'm just trying to clear some things up. Maybe there is an actual case. I just got to figure it out. Right now, it doesn't look good, but maybe we can clear some stuff up.
All right, we're on the way.
No, we're not. Jesus, you're so stupid.
What do you want
Can
from
I
me,
fire
Rosa?
you as a client?
I mean, if you want, I guess.
I wanted you to not go down here.
Well, he said that there's an actual case that we need to be worried about.
Yeah, and you're not. You don't have a warrant or anything. You're willingly going to give him information right now.
I'm not
for a
gonna.
case that is pointless.
I'm not gonna tell him anything that I've already said to him. Listen,
I
Rosa.
thought I was gonna have a good chill night. Now I gotta deal with fucking Wrangler.
No, we got this.
There's not a case yet, by the way. I talked to Crane.
Oh yeah, I mean, to be honest, I'm not worried. I'm really just actually trying to campaign right now, and this is just the way for me to do it. Mostly. I also have no self-control. That's part of it. That was real.
Look, unlock this. I gotta put some stuff in here.
In case I don't make it out. There are the keys.
Excuse me?
And you never know. We got this.
Just don't answer anything.
Hey, Kevin.
Hey, best bud. I'm in the lobby.
All right, I'm on the way. I'll be there soon.
All right, see you soon. Bye-bye. You see, I'm gonna convince him that we're best buds, and then boom, bam, he's gonna get all his best buds to vote for me.
Too optimistic. Makes me sick.
You know, you're not the first person. You're not the first person to have that reaction to that optimism that I have.
I know, because life's tough out there, you know?
Yeah, there's just one person in the city that every time I'm optimistic, it molds her, and then she doesn't talk to me for a little while. I don't know what it is.
I don't actually get mad, but I want you to be real, you know? I had a plan, which would have been a great plan.
Yeah, you know, sometimes it's nice to spice things up.
Got enough spice in my life.
Well, that makes one of us. This is dangerous and funny nonetheless. Yeah. This guy sure is taking his sweet old time. Yeah, Rosa's fantastic. Alright, my ACT's kicking in. Oh, I see somebody there, I think. Oh, that's not him. Oh, I know what he's doing. He's making us sweat by making us wait. I think I've seen this on the TV. Is it real?
Don't sweat. This is stupid that we're even here. I'm gonna think for a second.
Okay. Honestly, maybe Kevin's unpopularity with women isn't unique to Amika Rose. Maybe it's like everybody. Maybe it's an us thing. Maybe there's something about us that just doesn't work. Oh fuck. He's probably fine though. Of course not. Yes, yes, yes. Of course not.
All right, our time is more valuable than this. He can call back later. Come on.
All right.
Always have the upper hand, Kevin.
Yeah, you know what it is? I'm used to being on top, so I've just decided to take the L from the start, you know?
Well, we're gonna change that, okay? I'm gonna life coach you.
Wait, how are we going to change that exactly?
I'm gonna life coach you.
Oh, you have no idea how bad I need a life coach. Please.
So in a situation like this,
Uh-huh.
keep in mind you are here on your own free will. You are not being arrested. You
Uh-huh.
have nothing to prove to them. You are here because you are a nice person. When someone walks all over you and doesn't respect your time as a busy man, you walk the fuck out.
Oh, he's calling.
So you had business to take care of. You can answer. I'm a busy person. I showed up and you didn't come.
Where the hell are you?
I showed up at Income Wrangler.
What are you doing? What are you? Could you possibly doing? First off, it's been 4
Stop
minutes.
turning around. Stop turning around.
I'm here waiting for you.
You're waiting for me? Hold on.
What are you doing now? What did you
Tell
leave to
him
do?
You'll be
that's so
there in
important?
5 minutes.
All right, give me 5 minutes. Give me 5 minutes.
5 fucking minutes, Kevin. Just fucking get here, man.
I don't know, we went for Wrangler. We showed up, we waited, and then
You waited 3 minutes.
Don't blame it on me. Say you have a very busy life with a very busy business.
Listen, I'm a busy guy, Wrangler. I'm getting spam called to do 51 million different things.
Okay, I'm telling you, Kevin, this is important.
And as
Because
far
you
as
don't want me
know,
to do
you
it the
came
other
down
way.
on your own free will to talk to him.
Wait, say that one more time, Wrangler.
I said this one is important. You don't want me to do it the other way. I need you to get down here.
All right, listen, I came of my own free will. I will return of my own free will, okay? I'll be there momentarily. I'm driving now.
You better get your
Head for
ASAP.
it.
Of course, of course. See you soon. Love you. Bye.
All right.
All right, that
What
was.
did he say?
He says,
Feels good, right? Take your power back.
yeah, he said, Kevin, you don't want me to do it the other way. And I was like, yeah, I'm coming back.
He doesn't have a case yet, so let him threaten you all he wants. That's Wrangler's game.
Right. Alright, so do we actually go back or do we kill 5 minutes?
Kill 5 minutes. Are you kidding me?
Alright. I know what you mean.
He literally is just trying to make you scream. That's his whole thing.
Yeah.
Is to act like he has some power over you, has a case against you. He doesn't have shit.
Yeah.
Literally, Crane himself said, "We don't even know what we're looking at yet."
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, we're arguing like the technicalities of the way vehicle sales
Exactly.
work in Los Santos, and it's just like, all right, well, right now, if I sell you a car at PDM, you can't even see the name of the vehicle because it's broken.
Oh, hello, my best bud.
Hey, what's up? How's it going?
Doing pretty good. How you doing?
Oh, fantastic. Just out here living my best life.
Are you about to go to the spa?
Nope.
What are you up to?
Oh, just killing 5 minutes, and then I gotta go somewhere. I got a meeting.
Oh, okay. Oh, hopefully I don't have a car, so
All right, love you. Bye.
I'll kill you.
Yeah, it's Marcus. Good guy.
All right, we can go down.
All right.
But the whole thing with questioning.
Mm-hmm.
So he's gonna try to hardball you and make you sound guilty and make it sound like you knew something.
Yep.
At any point, you are not. Keep in mind, you are not detained. We can walk out of there
All
as
right.
fast as we came in. We can walk out.
All right. I mean, if you don't like the way questioning's going and you want us to walk out, just, make that known and I will walk out.
He'll get really angry and try to detain you, but Crane's still around, so.
Okay. Don't know the fastest way there. This way? But yeah, honestly, Rosa, I have this problem
So-
where,
What did they say to you the other day, by the way?
they said it wasn't the other day. It was earlier today. It was Pren and Wrangler. We met under a bridge, and then we talked about like the way the way vehicle tax works in like our business operations. And I was just like, yeah, this is how we do it, because somebody bought a car from us, and that car was sold to them for $3 million. On the thing it says $1. And that they're trying to make the case that we're like skirting taxes because of it.
Also, keep in mind anything you say, they're going to turn a recorder on.
Yeah.
Anything you say, they can enter in as evidence.
All right. Less is better than words, probably.
Yeah.
Hey, what's
Hey,
up,
Kevin,
brother?
who's this?
Oh, this is Rosa, my lawyer.
All right,
Friend.
let's all go. Are you an attorney? You're an attorney, ma'am?
I am, yes.
You're a bar certified attorney?
I am, yes.
Okay, all right, let's do it.
Yeah, she is regular.
Alrighty, we'll go this way.
Oh, the cool guy way. The one time I did my mayor speech in here, this is the way that we went, and it didn't end well. But that's okay. Next time will be better, I promise. Here's what I'm talking about. My phone never stops. Hey, I gotta call you back in a minute. Love you. Bye.
Wait.
All right, 10 seconds. All right, never mind.
Come on. Let's get this over with, Kevin.
Why do you sound like you're in pain, Wrangler? I mean, you go way back.
I just am already feeling the pain of what this situation's gonna cause.
What type of pain? Describe it to me.
But I can't stop, Kevin.
Stop at what?
I'm a pump slut.
I
You know
don't-
what a slut is, right? A slut is someone that can't control their innermost desire, and they always have.
It's more of like
They
a
always just
theme,
have to
isn't
do it no matter what. No, it's a slut. A little pump slut, okay?
Okay.
I can't stop. I can't control myself.
I'm only here because I have the same problem.
Oh, come on.
Regular, you want to let me in over here?
Huh? Do you want to be back there?
Yeah, I'll be back there. That way I'm
Okay.
not in the way. Like,
Okay, that's fine.
All right, I'm just gonna open a notepad just in case.
turn this microphone on here. Hello, Kevin Ram and lawyer.
Hello.
I'm just gonna read you your rights right now. Right now, you do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against your court now. You have the right to an attorney if you cannot afford one. One will be provided if one is available. Do you understand your rights?
Yep.
All right, Kevin Ram.
Thanks for the follow,
You're
chat.
not under arrest. I'm just asking you some questions to be clear.
Yeah.
So I want to talk about. Let me see here. I want to talk about. So I want to talk about this car that you sell, that you sold.
Okay.
So let me get my notes together. To Brittany Hendricks,
Yep.
the GT86 that was sold last month on the 29th. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Okay. And how much was that sold for?
Somewhere around 3 million. I don't remember the exact figure.
Okay, $3 million. Okay, and when you sold this car, who was it sold through exactly? Because you work for multiple businesses.
Now that I think about it, I don't remember specifically. It was probably either me doing a private sale, you know, my own little side hustle, or through the import shop, VLC Imports.
Okay, VLC Imports.
Yep.
Okay,
Probably. To be honest, I do so many like car things across so many different companies that I lose track of the
Right.
finer points.
Okay. Well, how many companies do you work for doing car things, as you've said?
Well, these days it's primarily PDM and VLC,
Okay.
and like my own
So,
side
let's
hustle
see.
stuff. You know,
Side hustle. Tell me about your side hustle.
hey, you know, sometimes I have a car and I get bored of a car and I sell the car for more money than what I paid for it. I drive the car, I love the car, I get bored, I move on.
Okay. Nothing legal about that. So, but this car was transferred to you from Rami.
If you say so. I don't. Like I said, I vaguely remember this deal.
I got on the registration here. It was Rami to you, you to Brittany.
Okay.
So, so I guess I guess I'm wondering a few things here. I'm wondering how she was, how you received this payment. It's $3 million because on the registration it is just listed as $1 for the sale price.
Yeah. So historically in Los Santos, when you conduct the car transfers, you're not actually able to sell it for more than $1. I think recently, like super recently, you could do it for $0. I haven't personally tested above $1 at this point.
Okay. Well, because I actually transferred a car for $800.
Okay.
Uh,
Oh my
10
god,
minutes
fixed.
ago.
All right. Well, it means it's a thing that works now, which is wonderful. But I suspect there was no tax added onto that transfer?
No.
Okay.
So then, I guess my question would be, how were you planning on paying this tax?
Well, the tax liability on new vehicle purchases is on the buyer in this county, as far as I'm aware. And as far as the import shop, we pay our taxes, like everyone else, to account number one.
Okay. Okay. So the tax liability is on the buyer.
That's my understanding of it. So at PDM, for example, whenever we have our numbers, we have our costs, we have what we sell it for, and then the number that gets pushed to the phone is those numbers plus whatever the given tax rate is. It's the same with the tuner shop, but it's not the same.
Food.
Yeah, it's the same with food. It's not the case with autos. It's not the case with Mushkin Motors, as far as I'm aware, and it's not the case with VLC Imports. It's not the case with the other, the one that runs out of Marty's gas station, VCB. I think all the used car dealerships don't have that type of setup because they're not bringing in freshly imported cars.
Okay. So then, so what are you saying the issue is here? Then?
I mean, I don't think that there is an issue, right? Like, the issue is a political issue. Like, you might think that these things should be taxed at a higher rate, and I might be inclined to agree with you in the capacity as like a potential mayoral candidate. But as far as like me as a business person, I think it's fine. These things will be dealt with through asset taxes, right? Because every time I sell somebody an S-Class car, they're going to be paying $30,000 a week plus.
Well, that's well, yeah, but the law says differently.
I mean, does it?
Yes, the law. If you pick up a newspaper right now, it'll say that there's a 17% vehicle tax.
I mean, last I checked, there needs to be like legislation, not a newspaper necessarily, right? Is there legislation that says specifically?
Yeah, newspaper's not fact.
I mean, that newspaper also talks about like drug pandemics throughout the city, right?
Right, which there are, but there are legislation. We have laws that require people to pay their taxes.
Sure. I mean, we're meeting our business obligations.
Right. I'm more worried about, you know, like I said, and we've talked about it, I don't want to go in circles, but, you know, you writing the title for $1. I mean,
you know, I think if this was like a year and a half ago and this was the thing, I would have agreed. But there are thousands of cars in the city where that's going to be the case because for a long time you weren't actually able to transfer for more than $1.
okay. Did you try?
Oh, 100%.
Like this with her car, did you try?
Oh, with her car, no. The expectation was this isn't an issue because we've had conversations with lawyers and judges in the past, months and months go back, and no one thought it was an issue. And whatever issues did arise, it was always of a political nature. Maybe this taxes needs to be higher. Maybe there needs to be more business taxes. It was never, hey, this is what the law is, and you guys are in violation. That was just never the case.
So who said this?
Oh, I don't remember. These are like months and months. I have way too many conversations on the day to remember something I might have said to somebody on this particular issue like eons ago.
Well, I mean, if you can't remember who you talked to about it, then it must not have been, you know, too much of a pressing issue.
Oh, yeah, no, I mean, it wasn't because it was more of a passing like, hey, this came up. Hey, this is what people think about it. Hey, all right, let's move on with our day because it's not anything we need to address.
Okay. So then, okay. So why not just do not have like, you know, I know whenever I buy something off someone,
Mhm.
they, you know, ask me for my state ID, and then on my phone I get a bill, and then the tax is taken out of there. Do you not have access to anything like that? Or...
You mean like the job app? I mean, technically the capability exists, but if we were arguing tax rates on vehicles versus services versus goods, the tax rate wouldn't match up with what you would automatically send through
it's
app.
1% off.
I mean, 1% over millions and millions of dollars, tens of millions is kind of a big deal, right? And it's obviously not the intention when PDM,
Well, but
when
yeah,
PDM
it's
and
a big
autos
deal, but it,
or PDM and tuner shop have that kind of built into their sales process.
well, yes, but it's still more than nothing that they'd be paying.
I mean, it is more than zero. I agree. But I don't know that it is our responsibility as a dealership to address that issue. I also don't know that because it's a secondhand car that taxes even applies.
Secondhand from Rami?
Well, whatever the case is. whether it was Rami or whether it was some random person that consigned their car to us, or Mushkins or GG or
Well,
whatever.
no, it wouldn't be because there's no one on the title.
Mm,
I mean, you know, vehicle titles start with the first owner. That's it. They go to a dealership or wherever, and then the first person that car is registered to, that's the first name on that title.
okay, so if that were the case, wouldn't it be more appropriate to have the conversation about this particular subject with the person who is the first person in this particular chain of
Okay,
custody?
No,
can I
because-
pause this all? What
Sure.
exactly are you trying? Like, what is the bottom line? What are you trying to figure out? What is this hinging on? Like, what information did you call him down here to find out?
I'm asking that information.
Yeah, we've
I'm-
talked
I'm
about
asking-
a million different things. I'm trying to figure out what the bottom line is here.
Well, the bottom line is this car was sold for $3 million and the title doesn't reflect that.
Okay, so you're saying that the price of a car,
Yeah, it's going on.
you have an issue with the
Regulars,
title missing the price of a car, correct?
That is one issue I'm having, yes.
Mm-mm.
What else? I'm trying to help out here because he came down here on his own free will and his own time.
I agree,
So
and
if we
I
can kinda
appreciate
figure this
that.
out.
I appreciate that. That's one issue I'm having.
Mm-mm.
And I do think that I do agree with Kevin where because you know he is correct where the sales tax you know would fall on the buyer. I understand that.
Yeah.
But I'm just concerned that Kevin writing the title fraudulently
Thanks for the
would
thanks for
help
the,
to
function.
facilitate any sort of tax evasion that you know they might try to
I mean,
commit.
we have tens of thousands of cars where this is going to be the case. Like the
Yeah.
entire
And-
city's car
And
economy.
we might
wouldn't
have,
exist.
and I know, and that's an issue.
Sure, but
Can I ask why this purchase in particular is being questioned? Like what drew attention to this one? Because I know these
You'll still be free. Oh my
transfers of
God,
this
thank you
kind
so
happen
much.
all day, every day.
Sure. So what happened was I pulled over.
I'm having a
Mrs.,
great time, honestly.
Hendricks,
I have no issue with this
and
particular
I asked her for
interaction.
her registration, and you know I noticed.
We're building rapport right now, chat. I need
that it
Wrangler
was
to get his
transferred for
people to
$1,
vote for
which
me.
I thought was bizarre.
Wait, has that ever happened before? Like, have you ever looked into other vehicle sales that have this particular title issue?
Not with dealerships. With private sellers, I've seen it, but I mean, if you're selling you know $3 million cars and you're
Mhm.
not paying and no one's paying taxes on it.
I mean, technically, we are, right? We're paying the business taxes on the profit that that car generated for us.
Sure, but there's still a 17% vehicle tax that just isn't being paid.
I think the issue here and like what I think both sides would like to try to find out is like how
Kevin deals with
this
Rami. He could
applies
deal with
with
anyone.
secondhand stores and private
True.
sales. Because as far as we know, this could have just been a private
That's-
transfer.
No, it's not though.
But he said he didn't know if he worked with his business or private. Regardless, I'm just saying.
Wouldn't the
Well-
asset fees
Is
be
the
the
issue
tax?
at hand these,
I
these
mean,
first-time sellers, or
spiritually,
is
yes,
it
but
these,
technically,
everyone
no.
with the title? Like, if I were to just give a car to a friend, I have no affiliation with a car place. Like, should I put that amount on the title even if it's for free? You know, like the value of the car.
Well, you would pay tax on the car, and then you would give it as a gift. But when you bought the car,
You missed the
unless you made the
chapter.
car.
Yeah, you missed the chapter.
But you would pay tax on the car.
Sounds like a buyer issue. So to be honest, I feel like this is a buyer issue, and you guys got a long list of people that you need to go to talk to.
Well, it's not a buyer issue because if you're writing the title for $1 million or for $1, but you're selling it for but you're actually buying or selling it, excuse me, for $3 million, that's still fraudulent. Because then that title doesn't accurately reflect the amount that it was sold for. So, I mean, essentially, like, okay, so you realize that vehicle registration is I mean that's all that's all registered through the state, right? This is a legally binding contract. You're not allowed to write incorrect values on state like registered titles. That's illegal.
I mean, this was the only way to do it for over a year.
I've seen otherwise with my own eyes.
I mean, you
I
can go
think
back.
he's speaking to the past, not,
Yeah, I'm
not
speaking.
what you experienced today.
Yeah. I'm speaking to like months and months and months. Like literally a year plus. We weren't able to do this. Like, I don't know if you even.
For over a year.
Yeah. It just never got, like, no one ever got around at the DV to sorting that out. So we just have $1 transactions on thousands of cars. And that's why it's a part of the like ecosystem at this point, the car sales ecosystem. Everybody just does it for $1 and transfers the money because that's what we had to do, and that's what everyone got accustomed to do, and they built it into their business process. If there was a way that I could, at VLC Imports, walk up to my car and, you know, fill out all the paperwork correctly and process the transaction like they can at autos, we would. But we're not in that position of privilege, unfortunately. So we work with what we have.
I mean, if you, listen, I don't even know how to begin to argue that with you. But with the way it is right now and with what I'm looking at, I mean, it looks like you've, committed fraud. And I'm concerned about how many times you've done this.
He's reaching so hard. Yeah, 100%.
So I mean, because I mean it's a vehicle registration. Like, this is all regulated by the state.
All right, so every time I've ever interfaced with the vehicle registration, the only thing anybody cared about until now was the chain of custody for who had the car when. And typically that was important, especially in instances where there were contracts associated with that vehicle. So for example, if you walked into the tuner shop and bought a car and then you sold that car while it was still under contract, they would need to have access to the vehicle registration so they can go after the person that you sold the car to and the person who sold the car.
Well, that's fine, but that doesn't really have anything to do with our situation.
Well, I mean, in my experience, that was the only real value to that. As long as the names were correct, there wasn't an issue.
Well, no, because I mean, it fucks up. I mean, you got to think about it. Like, it's if someone wants to resell this car, or if, for example, like we're seeing in this situation here, if someone is trying to commit tax fraud. I mean,
Wait, explain to me the if someone wants to resell, how the registration being $1 through would be an issue, when that is the culture of Los Santos at the moment.
Well, typically when somebody wants to purchase something secondhand, they like to know how much it was bought for.
Sometimes, I mean, sometimes it doesn't matter though, right? And sometimes the seller might not want to disclose what they paid for it because what they paid for and what the current market value is way different.
I mean, that might all be that. I mean, that's fine and everything, but as I said, if we're trying to figure out if someone is committing tax fraud, or if the state wants to collect taxes, right? They need to know these things. These numbers are important.
Sure. I mean, I'm still not convinced that these sales, or the vast majority of the sales that we do through our business, fall under that 17 or 16% tax vehicle sales, because we're effectively operating the same way that all these private sellers are operating.
But that's private sellers. That's completely different. I mean, you're a registered business.
Sure, and that's why we pay our business taxes, because we don't want to be in violation of any of our tax obligations.
I'm not talking about because like I said, I'm agreeing with you.
Mm-hmm.
With
We're talking in circles.
I'm agreeing with you. The buyer needs to pay sales tax. What I'm saying is that you wrote on the registration that it was sold for $1. and it was actually, in reality, it was sold for $3 million. So you falsified documents.
I mean, listen,
Not
that
necessarily.
that
no.
transaction happened at $1.
No,
As far as anybody's
but-
concerned, it may as well have, right? Because
No,
at some
because
point,
you've said-
either one of us
you-
could have
you've-
walked away, and that deal would have been done at $1.
But that's not what happened. But there was a $3 million transfer for the car. So I mean, you've just admitted right now that you know
He did
it,
not
it would
admit
have been
anything.
fraud.
Wait, what did I admit?
What you're saying is, as far as anyone is concerned, it would have been $1. That's fraud.
I mean, this is
When
no,
in reality, it's not.
This
It-
is-
it, wa- it
That's
was
not
3
fraud at all.
this is going to be
Yes,
the case with
ma'am. Yes, it
tens
is.
of thousands of cars in the city where those
Well, then
transactions are
there'll be
going to
tens
push
of
through.
thousands of cases, but I mean,
Oh, God bless.
you know, well, and that's what I'm saying. This isn't necessarily a rabbit hole I want to go down, but I will.
Okay. I mean, you can, to be honest, Wrangler, you can go to City Hall and you could start at state ID, 1001, and you could look at all the vehicles and you could pull up the registrations, and most likely you're going to see a bunch, and go all the way down, you're going to see a bunch of vehicles that have all transferred for $1. And I think, what do we
None
have?
of mine have.
Well,
Okay.
you're not thousands of people, respectfully.
Just because thousands of people are breaking the law, that doesn't mean it's illegal.
Well, he's also talking about since this system started, what, a year ago? What you tested was today.
I don't even want to talk about that because
That's that's the whole thing, is if you set the precedence now, this will backdate to anyone who's bought a car since the city, had cars for sale.
the
And at that
precedent's
point,
been,
then-
it's been set, ma'am. It's read fraud. I mean, that's been a charge for.
Mm-mm.
We say, yeah.
All right. I'll give you guys a second to discuss. And I'll
Do you have any more questions or anything?
Yes, I will have some more questions.
All right. Again, you're not being arrested.
The mic is still on.
All right.
You can't. I'm turning this mic off. You're not being arrested. So if you want to walk out of here right now, you can.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care, to be honest. I'm curious what his other questions are, because we're kind of just talking in circles about the way we have dealt with vehicle sales in this city for an extended period of time, and we're just in his line of sight on this particular one, which is why he's looking into it, I guess.
Well, the whole thing here, like for this case in particular,
Mhm.
you don't even know if you are operating with a private, with a private type of a deal,
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I'm pretty sure that this particular deal was through VLC Imports, but I'd rather keep that ambiguity than not. And yeah, once Rami's name is on it, it's 100% like a VLC thing, right?
I mean, not necessarily. He can work for his company or he can do a private sale as well.
Yeah, that's true, actually. I think I know what he's talking about, but there's like a more appropriate place to talk about exactly how Rami gets these cars. I'm not sure if you're like super privy to that, but
Mm.
All right. I don't have any further questions.
oh, okay.
So you are going to be free to go. I do appreciate you coming in.
Of
answering my
course.
Questions.
So, am I getting your vote, Wrangler, or what's up, man?
What's up?
Am I getting some votes right along or next week? or what's
I'll
going on?
give you a ride. I got to see what's going to happen here, but once you've been cleared of any sort of criminal charge, because I can't give someone I'm investigating a ride along.
Yeah, that's true. How long do you think it's gonna take to wrap this up? I'm definitely
I
innocent.
don't know. I don't know. It doesn't look good right now. I'll tell you that.
What are you talking about? You don't got anything on
I've-
me. I'm
All right,
innocent.
we'll see, Kevin. I don't know. It doesn't look good.
All right, Wrangler. Well, if you need anything, you let me know, okay?
I'll let you know.
Fantastic. Mm-mm.
Thank you.
Wow, there's a lot of cars here. Well. Yeah,
All right, have a good one.
Thank you, Wrangler. Have a good night.
Have a good one, guys. All right.
So I looked at the charges, and I don't know if it's new or if it's always been there, but tax evasion's now there.
Interesting.
Hello.
Hello.
No.
I think tax crime is one of the few crimes that would prevent me from running for mayor.
It's more of like an asset thing. They can go for most of your assets.
Oh, fuck.
I'll read it to you in a second.
Multiple police have also bought cars that way. That's a good point. That's a very good point, in fact. That is the point. I wonder if Rosa knows about H&O. Maybe she's like a CG lawyer, right? We can better unlock her on it. If she doesn't know about it. Probably.
So there's a misdemeanor one,
Yep.
and it says an entity, individual, or a business who attempts to evade any tax imposed by the state under the value up to $20,000 should be found guilty of tax evasion and subject to penalty. If convicted, the entity shall be found subject to the immediate forfeiture and seizure of up to 33% of assets. It's not written very well. Like,
Yep. 33% is a lot.
and it says if charged, immediate action taken will be asset freezing of the entity, individual, and or businesses, especially any bank accounts involving the entity, individual, and or businesses. The assets will be immediately audited by the DIC and the district attorney.
All right, so I don't think the DIC exists anymore.
Yeah. So the whole thing here, like, should you guys have been doing it the other way? Sure. But is there any legislation that says you don't? Besides, I mean, that tax evasion one, maybe?
I think the burden there is like, is the taxes
I mean, the burden
on us?
falls on the buyer, but they're saying that the whole thing with fraud is that you misinterpreted the buying amount, therefore lowering the tax amount is what they're going to try to argue. You know what I mean?
So the thing about Wrangler is when he sold his car for $800, he admitted that there wasn't any tax associated with that
Yeah,
sale.
it
So it
wasn't
literally
taxed.
didn't matter as far as us keeping that registration up to date.
Yeah.
Also, so basically the way it works is, are you familiar with H&O?
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, so that's the business that actually does all the importing. And then the cars that are imported by H&O are then transferred over to VLC, and then we sell them.
Okay.
So like, I don't even know that it would fall on us to say that this taxes was paid. But the argument then could be made that we owe that taxes because we were the buyer in that scenario.
Yeah, I mean, and it just, none of it makes sense. Like, the fact that there wasn't, like, once that thing switched over, and if you were able to pay in a different way, there should have been legislation put out or something saying that you had to do it this way from now on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there wasn't. There's nothing. There's nothing that states how you should sell a car, as far as I know, unless you have, like, an internal SOP.
No, we don't. That does not exist.
I don't know. It's a flimsy case, and I'm sure he's gonna try to push fraud on you as fast as possible. So just be aware for that. I'll be checking for warrants every day.
Honestly, sooner is better because once I get past this, I can get my expungement, hopefully.
I mean, the second he tries to charge you, we'll call a bench trial, and it'll be the biggest argument ever.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get Murphy in on this.
Is he around?
No. I'm gonna, when he's awake tomorrow, I'll talk to him. I've emailed him already.
Alright, easy peasy. Hey, yeah, Rami's gonna mold tomorrow, by the way.
Oh, he's gonna freak out because they're gonna try to investigate anything that he's ever sold.
Oh yeah,
Uh-oh.
it's gonna be hilarious. Kind of. In like
It's
a
just,
cynical way.
it's so frustrating. Like, it's exhausting dealing with stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, the real problem is like it's kind of a slippery slope where like then every car in the history of Los Santos for the last year plus is under that same microscope where
I mean, I've gotten 2 cars that I have were gifts,
Yeah.
true gifts that someone charged $1 for.
Yeah.
And by the standard they're trying to set then, any car that's even given as a gift now could be subject to a fraud charge. You know
yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's not how a title is. The title is what you sold the car for, you know?
Yeah.
You know, hypothetically, she could have given you $3 million as a thank you, you know? Like, who knows what that was for?
Yeah, to be honest, I feel like if they get really annoying and weaselly about it, then that annoying and weaselly response is the response.
Yeah.
I don't know that it'll fly necessarily under
I
scrutiny,
just
but
hope, like, I don't like that Crane's involved in it because I would like Crane to be the judge so
Yeah.
that he could have some sense to it.
Yeah.
But in a case like this, Crane should be the judge because he should, you know, he's the
guy.
senior most judge, and this is a massive fucking case. But it
Yeah.
sounds like he's been talking to Bill and Wrangler, so I mean, even if he tries to be the presiding judge, I'm gonna say hell no. He's been working with them.
Yeah. Who would be the best judge in your opinion?
Oh, I really don't know. Holden maybe, but we need Murphy, and they're really good friends, so that can't be.
Hmm.
Say potentially Siobhan would be good.
Yeah, to me-
Grayston maybe, but like if anyone gets a hint that Crane's been looking into this, they're gonna side with Crane, you know?
Oh, I did not know that was the dynamic.
I mean, they all kiss his ass because he's senior judge or whatever they want to call it.
Okay.
I don't know though. I'm thinking really cynically right now because that's how every case I've had with people like this, Bill Mays and Wrangler especially, and that's how it goes.
Wait, who's Maze again? He's
He's an
judge or
attorney.
what? Okay.
No, he's an attorney and he, you know, works both sides, but he's had more bar complaints against him than anyone in the world, so nobody wants him besides the cops. He's like Wrangler's pocket attorney.
Okay.
He was that bald guy that was there that sat behind the glass and texted Wrangler what to say, I'm sure.
Wait, thoughts on them coming back and saying no more questions?
I mean, it means that you either said something that they think is incriminating or they just don't have anything else to ask.
Okay. Did I say anything that we think is incriminating?
The only part was, you know, as far as the $1 to $3 million, you know, as far as I know, that's what I sold for $1. He got really excited and was like, well, that's fraud. That's fraud.
Yeah,
so he thinks that you
no, I
admitted
picked
that.
on the two. Yeah.
But I don't think you really admitted anything there. That's what I said.
Yeah. Yeah, we're probably gonna be fine. It's time for Mr. Optimist. That's me, Kevin. I think it's gonna be fine. He doesn't have anything. He's gonna look into it. People are gonna get annoyed because this is kind of just how the city and the culture has developed in the last year plus, and he's gonna move on to something more interesting / exciting.
Yeah.
And then easy peasy.